If you're watching this, then chances are you are a business owner who's trying to scale their business, but they cannot due to one major roadblock. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, you got it right. Your credit. And that struggle with credit is keeping you from getting the funding you need to grow your business. I know you're probably wondering, how do you even know all of this or anything like that? I get it. Trust me, because I was in your shoes at one time. Because that back in 2019, way before COVID hit, I found myself in a very, very tough spot. My credit was terrible. I don't even think I could put bubblegum on credit. And how do I know that? Is because when I was trying to help my mother co-sign for a car because she wasn't financially able to do it or credit savvy herself, I thought to myself, yeah, I'll help you co-sign. It's no problem at all. I've never used my credit. And when we both applied for that at the same time, we both got denied, which was very, very embarrassing. And that actually made me take a deep dive into my credit to figure out what was actually affecting it. And that's when I saw, oh, okay, so we have a few late, we have a lot of late payments. Oh, okay, we have a charge off. What in the world is a collection and why is it on my credit report? And with all that being said, my credit scores were in the low 400s. Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but yes, I was in the 400s. And I knew something had to change because I was really trying to help my mom get out of her financial situation. And I was also trying to help myself by building a business that could generate some type of cash flow to help me generate wealth for the future. But I needed funding to get started. And with the credit profile I had, there was no chance at all of me getting a dollar. And maybe that's you right now. Well, you might not be in the 400s, but you have your business going on. You're trying to scale it. You're maybe at 4 figures, 5 figures, maybe even 6-figure range, and you want to scale even higher, but your credit isn't where it needs to be. And I know you're probably thinking, well, I have the revenue and I have everything. I don't understand why I can't get approved for everything. And this is why I always state on my channel that credit is everything. And just to shed some light back on me in the beginning process, I literally tried everything. I paid for multiple credit repair companies that ironically just sent off generic letters, waited months with little progress and even little to no communication in that time frame. Meanwhile, I felt like I was just literally throwing money into an abyss and not getting anything in return, and it was very, very frustrating. Sound familiar? So once I saw that there was nothing really positive coming out of these situations, I actually decided to sit down and truly learn how credit actually works because I was going nowhere fast. So I tried to figure out how to actually repair my credit, leverage it, and merge it with business credit and with proper business structuring. And then everything changed. And I'm not just talking about just getting funding. I'm talking about even scaling my business further and even reinvesting and hitting milestones that I really thought was out of reach. And I say all that to say, by leveraging your credit the right way, you can unlock massive opportunities for your business as far as hitting 6- and 7-figure months, achieve in 2 months what used to take you a year to achieve. Buy back your time. Even something as personal as retiring your parents or setting your family up financially for life. And I know there's way more on your list than what I just actually said. And I'm pretty sure all of that sounds awesome to you, but I know the main question in your mind is, how does this system actually work? And I'm glad that you asked. First, we focus on leveraging your credit by setting your credit report up properly so banks cannot say no, okay? And before you ask, hey, how to? What credit score do I actually need? What I need you to do right now is take your eyes off of the score and focus on your credit profile, okay? Because that is the main focal point of what you need to have as far as right now and in the future. Let me give you an example. You can have an 800 credit score right now, but if all you ever had was a Best Buy credit card that you paid off years ago, then you're not set up properly. That 800 credit score literally means nothing. It's hollow. Because I guarantee you, if you go for funding personal or business-wise, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get denied or get a relatively low limit. Underwriters do not care about your score. For the most part, they care about comparable credit. In other words, can they trust you with more credit? Not if you only have one old credit card from years ago, I'm telling you right now, you need primary trade lines to thicken your credit profile. And that is what I help you with. And just as far as the keys for success, I can tell you exactly right now, just scratching the surface, what you actually need and what your credit profile actually needs to look like. First of all, your utilization needs to be under 10%. It's not up for negotiation. It has to be under 10%. The second one is no inquiries. No inquiries across the board, especially when you're going for funding, okay? You gotta make sure that you have little to no inquiries, because I promise you they are gonna take that into effect. And the last thing is zero derogatories. I don't care how old that late payment is. I don't care if it's 7 years old, 10 years old. It needs to be removed because it would still affect you going for funding. Does that make sense? The next one, having more than 5 primary accounts actively on your credit profile. And the next one, comparable credit, which I spoke about before. But let me break it down a little bit more. If you want $75,000 in funding, do you already have the credit that shows that you can handle that amount? I'm pretty sure you can tell them that you can handle it, but they have to see on paper that you can actually handle this. If not, next. The next thing is, when all of that is established onto your credit profile, we're gonna establish your business presence, all right? Even if it's already set up, we wanna take a deeper dive into your business entity to make sure everything is flowing properly. Like the first one, how is your entity structure actually set up? Do you have an LLC, a single member LLC, or a multi-member LLC? Is the agreement set up properly between you and your partner? What about a C corporation? Is that set up properly? What about your S corporation? Is that set up properly? Each and every one of these that I named all have different ways of how they need to be set up properly. Next thing is, do you have the right NAICS code? What about your SIC code or SIC code? Do all these correlate with the LLC or the S or C corporation that you have? Most people get denied for funding because they don't have a solid business foundation. They might have good credit, but that's not enough anymore. There are so many factors in place than just a good credit score. We need to clean up your score, give you the education behind the process of everything, even the funding process, and then making sure that your entity structure is correct. Then we get you the funding. You see all the pillars that you have to go through before you get that $75,000? Exactly. Here, let me show you a few success stories of what I'm actually talking about. Here, Sula, my favorite, secured nearly $70,000 in 25 minutes from Chase, funding her real estate firm. Next, we have Raymond, who runs an online fitness business, fixed his credit and got over $48,000 in funding to scale his business. Michelle, who was able to receive over $75,000 to actually scale her fix and flip business. And lastly, we have Lauren, who was able to get over $35,000 to invest in her cleaning business. In all walks of life, everything right here, these people were able to scale and get the funding they needed because their foundation and the education and the execution was accurate. Now, with everything that I just told you, you have 3 options, okay? Number 1, you can keep doing what you're doing, but I mean, let's be honest. If that was working, you wouldn't be here right now. Number 2, you can definitely do this yourself. Why? Because I did this myself. It is possible, but it took me countless hours of reading consumer law, attending webinars, investing money, wasting money, watching endless videos on credit, business structuring, and taxes. That's just scratching the surface. And this could take you another 2 years before you figure it all out. And in that time frame, things could change. Or number 3, you can definitely book a call with me so we can go over your credit, your strategy, and how we can install this system and fix your credit and get you the funding you need so you can scale your business. And understand this, ladies and gents, we are very picky about who we choose for this program. We're not gonna just choose each and everybody. We're typically looking for business owners who are already generating revenue because we wanna push them to scale their business even further. But if you're serious about scaling and you are ready to break through that ceiling, then here is your chance. Don't let credit hold you back any longer, all right? So what I want you to do is click the link below and book your call now. Let's get your business to the next level so you can scale and live more comfortably. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I really hope this motivates somebody. Now go book that call because I'm literally waiting on it right now. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen.